Have you ever bought something just because it was trending, only to wear it once or never at all? Maybe it looked great on someone else. Maybe it felt exciting in the store. But somehow, once you got it home, it just didn't feel like you. And before you knew it, the trend had passed, and that piece became just another reminder of money spent and confidence lost. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. In this video, we're going to take a closer look at 10 popular fashion trends for fall 2025, and why some of them may be quietly working against your personal style, especially after 50. But this isn't about saying no to everything new. It's about learning how to choose wisely, with clarity, intention, and self-respect. Because you don't need to chase every trend to look stylish. You just need to know which ones truly deserve a place in your closet and which ones don't. Let's begin. 1. The trendy trap that empties your wallet and clutters your closet. Do you remember when cold shoulder tops were everywhere? They promised to flatter every age, every body. You couldn't scroll Instagram or walk into a department store without seeing one, and for a moment it felt like maybe this was the thing that would make you look a little younger, a little more in the know. Or the year neon handbags took over. They were bold, exciting, but let's be honest, how many outfits in your wardrobe truly went with highlighter yellow? Many of us have been there, bought the trend, wore it once or not at all, then watched it fade as quickly as it arrived. But why does this keep happening? Because after 50, we live in a world that quietly tells us, to stay relevant, you need to keep up. That fashion equals youth, and if we dress like the younger women around us, maybe we'll feel the way they look. But here's the hard truth. Trends are designed to expire. They keep the fashion industry moving, and often, they keep us second-guessing what we already know about ourselves. The real mistake isn't in experimenting. It's in believing that following every trend will somehow restore what time has changed. And that kind of thinking, it doesn't build confidence. It chips away at it. True style, the kind that feels effortless, timeless, and completely you, comes from knowing yourself, not mimicking someone else. And the moment you let go of the need to constantly update who you are through your closet, you begin to dress with intention. You begin to curate, not collect. You trade clutter for clarity and trends for truth. Now, let's move into one trend that always seems to come back with a romantic glow, but often fails to deliver the elegance we hope for. Let's talk about lace. 2. Lace looks lovely until it doesn't. Lace is back this fall, and not in small doses. We're seeing it everywhere. Sleeves, bodices, skirts, even full-on lace dresses layered over slip linings. And for many women, lace feels familiar, safe, even nostalgic. But here's where things get tricky. The lace trending today isn't the lace you remember. Traditional lace, the kind sewn into your mother's Sunday blouse or trimmed along a vintage scarf, was often made of cotton blends or delicate embroidery. It had weight, texture, and dignity. The lace of today? Often thin, synthetic, ultra sheer, and styled like it just wandered off a lingerie rack. And while that might work beautifully on younger women, or in editorial photos, on mature skin, the effect can shift dramatically, especially around the neckline, décolleté, and arms. Thin lace under harsh lighting can highlight every line, every bra strap, every uneven tone beneath. Rather than adding elegance, it can feel too bare, too exposed, and in some cases, even unflattering. That's not your fault. It's the fabric's fault and the way it's being marketed. But here's the good news. Lace can still be your friend. You just have to be choosy. Look for lace that's thicker, embroidered, or patterned with intentionality. Think lace accents on cuffs, a structured blouse with lace panels, or a deep navy lace over a solid lining. Rich colors like forest green, burgundy, or deep taupe will elevate the look and bring out your natural glow. One of my favorite examples, a long-sleeve navy sheath dress with lace along the collarbone and wrist, paired with a soft updo and simple earrings. Feminine, graceful, timeless, because here's the lesson. When used well, lace can frame your elegance, but when used poorly, it competes with it. And no trend is worth dimming your light for. Now, let's shift from romantic softness to something a little more rugged. Coming up next, the return of the utility jacket and why dressing like you're ready to fix a tractor may not be the style message you want to send. 3. When workwear chic becomes just workwear. Utility jackets can look powerful, or just plain bulky. They started as a nod to classic men's workwear. Durable, straightforward, practical, and for a while, that clean, borrowed from the boys style felt refreshing. But as the trend has returned this fall, it's gotten heavier, more literal, less flattering. There's a clear difference between workwear inspired and looking like you're wearing an actual uniform. The inspired version takes the best parts, neutrals, structure, confidence, and softens them. It flatters. It elevates. But when a utility jacket is too stiff, too straight, too overloaded with pockets or zippers, it doesn't read cool and polished. It just looks like something your grandfather wore to fix the roof. Let's break it down. Fabric. Thick canvas or rough denim adds weight and hides your natural shape. Form. Boxy cuts without any curve or taper make the body look square. Color. Harsh army green, faded khaki, or grayish tones can drain your skin, especially if your hair is silver or white. Details. Oversized flat pockets and chunky hardware can dominate the outfit and drag it down. And here's the mistake many women make. They put on a utility jacket, skip the accessories, pull on flat shoes, and suddenly, the look loses all softness. What could have been strong and stylish ends up looking stiff, even masculine. The power is there, but the polish is missing. So, how do we fix it? Start with the right fabric, soft cotton twill, brushed linen, or a lightweight waxed canvas. Choose colors that bring warmth to your complexion. Stone, camel, muted olive, soft ivory. Keep the design minimal. Skip the bulky pockets and excessive stitching. And most importantly, add something intentionally feminine. A silk scarf at the collar, a delicate gold necklace, rolled sleeves, red lips, or a slim pant to balance the volume. These touches are more than accessories. They're your signature. They say, yes, I love structure, but I haven't forgotten softness. That's the balance we're looking for, because dressing with quiet strength doesn't mean giving up elegance. It means honoring both. And now, speaking of balance, let's move to a trend that can either lift your features or completely wash them out. Next up, why some of fall's most popular colors might not be your friends, and how to find the shades that truly love your skin. 4. The fall color mistake that washes you out. Just because a color is trending doesn't mean it belongs anywhere near your face. Every fall, we see the same rotation of rich tones return. Merlot red, mossy olive, burnt sienna, and this year's darling, royal purple. They're bold, they're moody, they look stunning on store mannequins and glossy magazine pages. But on real women, especially those of us with silver hair, soft skin tones, and changing undertones, these shades can be surprisingly unkind. One client of mine was so excited to try on a deep aubergine sweater. It was cozy, trendy, and looked expensive on the rack. But when she put it on, her eyes looked tired. Her skin looked dull. She frowned before even realizing why. She turned to me and said, "I don't feel like myself." And that's exactly it. Some colors drain you without you even knowing. They fight against your natural radiance instead of enhancing it. And the older we get, the more important color harmony becomes. So, how do you know which colors to trust? Here's a gentle rule of thumb. If you have cool undertones, rosy skin, gray or ash blonde hair, light eyes, go for soft navy, dusty rose, heather gray, winter white. If you're more warm-toned, golden skin, warm brunette, or red hair, choose camel, warm taupe, soft olive, and ivory. And if you're somewhere in between, colors like forest green, stone beige, and muted teal can be beautiful bridges. Also, don't underestimate the power of hair color. As natural silver and gray come in, they shift your entire palette, making once-loved jewel tones suddenly too loud or too dark. That doesn't mean you have to avoid deep shades altogether, but you may need to adjust how you wear them. Instead of a Merlot turtleneck, try a scarf in that shade, paired with a soft neutral base. Instead of a full royal purple dress, wear a belt or a bag in that color to add contrast without overwhelming your complexion. Because true style isn't about wearing the trendiest color of the season, it's about wearing colors that make you look more alive. Now, let's move from what frames your face to what grounds your entire outfit. Coming up next, the one accessory that can ruin even the most beautiful look, and how to choose shoes that actually lift your outfit and your posture with elegance. 5. Loafers, Oxfords, and the slippery slope of masculine shoes. The wrong shoe can drag your whole outfit and your energy down. It's true, you can be wearing the perfect pants, the most elegant coat, your favorite blouse, but the moment you step into a shoe that's too heavy, too stiff, or too masculine, the entire look feels off. Loafers, Oxfords, and brogues have all been circling back this fall. They're timeless in theory, smart, tailored, and practical. But when you're over 50, timeless doesn't always mean flattering. Let's break them down. Loafers are typically backless or slip-on, with a soft structure. They can look polished, especially in suede or patent. Oxfords are more structured, lace-up, and often heavier in leather. Brogues are like Oxfords, but with added perforated detail. Decorative, but often more masculine. And while these shoes can be chic on the right frame, they also carry risks, especially if you're petite, curvy, or have joint sensitivity. A chunky sole flattens your stride. A rounded toe shortens your leg line. Heavy leather pulls the eye downward and pulls your posture with it. I once had a client who bought a beautiful pair of black patent Oxfords. She loved the look until she wore them to brunch and caught a photo of herself sitting down. She said, "All I could see were those big shoes. They swallowed me." It's a common mistake, choosing shoes based on trend, not proportion. So what's the alternative? You don't have to give up these styles entirely. But refinement is key. Look for low-profile soles. Nothing too thick or clunky. Choose pointed or almond-shaped toes to elongate your silhouette. Opt for soft leather or suede, which molds to your foot instead of stiffening your movement. And consider neutral tones like beige, taupe, or blush, which blend into your skin tone and visually lengthen the leg. Even details matter. A delicate strap, a gold buckle, a subtle fringe. These are the quiet touches that bring back femininity, without sacrificing comfort. Because at this stage, style isn't just about how something looks. It's about how it moves with you, how it lifts you, literally and emotionally. Now that we've talked about structure underfoot, let's explore one of the biggest ongoing style shifts: athleisure. Done right, it can make you look effortlessly modern. Done wrong, it can make you look like you gave up. Let's talk about how to strike that perfect balance between comfort and class. After 50. 6. Athleisure. After 50, comfort meets class if done right. Track pants and sneakers. Yes, but with a twist. Athleisure has been around for years now, and it's not going anywhere. And honestly, that's not a bad thing, because comfort matters, movement matters. And after 50, we deserve clothes that let us breathe, stretch, and still feel like ourselves. But here's where many women get caught off guard. There's a big difference between sporty chic and I gave up. Wearing leggings with an old hoodie and running shoes may feel easy, but it often looks like we're running errands. Or worse, like we stopped caring altogether. That's not the kind of comfort we want. We want elevated ease, where the outfit says, "I'm relaxed, but I'm still put together." So how do we get there? Let's start with the building blocks. Dark leggings or tapered joggers, streamlined and supportive. Avoid anything see-through or sagging. Oversized button-down shirt in crisp cotton or silk blend for structure. Roll the sleeves for a softer vibe. Tailored blazer, lightweight, unlined, easy to move in. Clean white sneakers. Leather or faux leather looks modern, not sporty. And then a sleek ponytail, a pair of sunglasses, a crossbody bag, maybe a red lip. Suddenly you're not in gym clothes. You're in smart casual, with intention and confidence. One of my favorite looks on a client was just this: black leggings, a soft chambray shirt, a beige knit blazer, and white sneakers. She felt like herself, just elevated. And that's the key. Athleisure after 50 isn't about dressing young. It's about honoring your need for comfort without compromising your dignity. Because when we feel comfortable and beautiful, we show up differently. Our energy changes, our walk changes, and that's what true elegance is built on. Now that we've talked about casual wear with confidence, let's explore one trend that adds sparkle, sometimes too much. Coming up, metallic hardware, edgy details, and how to know when that little bit of shine is doing too much. 7. Shine, don't blind. The hardware trend reimagined. This fall, fashion is embracing shine in bold new ways. Pierced heels, chunky zippers, oversized buckles, metallic studs on jackets, and statement chains on bags. It's edgy, it's eye-catching, and it's everywhere. But while hardware details can add polish and personality, there's a fine line between modern and sophisticated, and overdone, and distracting. Especially after 50, the goal isn't to dim down, it's to refine. And unfortunately, many of these trending pieces are designed with sharp contrast and youthful rebellion in mind. Bright silver rings looped through sleeves, heavy chains that clang with every step, zippers that become the focal point instead of the outfit itself. These things might work well in a fashion shoot, but in real life, especially on mature skin and elegant silhouettes, they can feel harsh, even cold. One woman I know bought a pair of pierced mules with a gold ring detail at the ankle. They were gorgeous in the store, styled with cropped trousers and sleek lighting. But when she paired them with her usual wardrobe, cashmere sweaters, wool pants, they suddenly felt loud. She told me, "They don't fit into my world. They don't fit into me. So, how do we wear hardware well without letting it wear us?" The answer is restraint and intention. Choose soft finishes, brushed gold, antique brass, muted silver. Let hardware show up in small, thoughtful ways. A clasp on a leather bag, a slim bar on a loafer, a subtle button detail on a jacket. Use it to enhance, not compete, and always pair it with softness. Silk, cotton, knitwear, warm colors, or pearls. Because hardware, when done right, doesn't make you look tough. It makes you look strong, quietly, confidently, without shouting for attention. And as we explore the power of structure and strength, let's look at another bold trend this season: the oversized blazer. It promises presence, but could it be pulling your look out of balance? Let's take a closer look. 8. Voluminous blazers, bold or boxy. A strong shoulder can frame your face or drown your entire frame. Oversized blazers have become a staple on runways and fashion blogs. They're bold, they're architectural, and they're everywhere this season. From pinstripe wool to brightly colored gabardine, with exaggerated pads and broad silhouettes that look straight out of the 80s. And while they can look powerful in editorial shoots or on tall, angular bodies for many of us over 50, they present a quiet styling dilemma. Because what looks fashion-forward on a 25-year-old model can quickly become overwhelming on a softer, mature silhouette. Let's be honest. A blazer that's too wide in the shoulder or too boxy in the waist can easily swallow your shape. Instead of sharpening your style, it hides your neckline, shortens your torso, and removes the elegance that comes from proportion and balance. One woman I worked with brought home a double-breasted oversized blazer in heavy charcoal wool. She was excited. It was trendy, expensive, and structured. But when she put it on, it made her look small, like the blazer entered the room before she did. She looked at herself and said, "I feel like I'm playing dress-up in my husband's closet." That's the trap. But here's the good news. You don't have to reject the trend entirely. You just have to reinterpret it. Start by choosing blazers with light structure, shoulder pads that are modest, fabric that drapes instead of stiffens. Look for a subtle cinch at the waist, not a tight fit, but a gentle shaping that respects your curves. And if you already own a boxy blazer, try this. Roll the sleeves, layer it over a flowy blouse, and add a thin leather belt around the waist. It transforms the silhouette instantly, creating balance, interest, and a sense of personal polish. Because strong style isn't about hiding under shape. It's about owning your shape and dressing it with intention. Now that we've shaped the top half of the outfit, let's turn our attention to the finishing touch, bags, and more specifically, the return of long-handle handbags. They promise practicality, but are they pulling your posture out of balance? Let's take a closer look. 9. Bags with long handles, the quiet return of practical glam. The right bag should flatter your posture, not fight it. This fall, long-handle handbags are quietly making a comeback. Not the micro bags we couldn't fit a phone into, not the oversized hobos that overwhelmed every outfit, but something in between. Refined, minimal, and actually useful. Think of them as elongated clutches with elegant straps, long enough to carry comfortably on your shoulder or forearm, but structured enough to keep their shape. They sit close to the body, they move with you, and they don't demand attention. They complement. For women over 50, this shape can feel like a breath of fresh air. It offers convenience, balance, and a quiet nod to sophistication. But here's where things get tricky. The proportion. I've seen women wear gorgeous outfits, tailored pants, polished blouse, perfect shoes, and then sling on a bag that hangs too low, too bulky, or too bright. It disrupts the whole flow. Your bag shouldn't pull your shoulder down or your posture with it. So how do you get it right? If you're petite, choose a bag with a shorter drop, something that hits above the hip and has a clean vertical line. If you're taller, you can afford more length but still look for structure. Avoid anything too slouchy or oversized. It adds visual weight and can make you look less upright, less present. And color matters too. Stick with timeless neutrals. Rich camel, slate gray, chocolate brown, soft beige. These shades age beautifully and pair with everything. And here's a tip many overlook. If you already own a great clutch or shoulder bag, you don't need to buy new. Visit your local cobbler or handbag shop and ask to add a custom strap, or attach a slim, elegant chain you already have. Add a small charm or recondition the leather. It's amazing how new something can feel with just a small tweak, because the bag you carry isn't just about function. It's about how you carry yourself. And when that's in harmony, your outfit sings. Now, let's move from smooth neutrals to bold patterns and talk about one trend that refuses to leave the spotlight: animal prints. Are they still stylish, or are we simply tired of the zoo? 10. Print fatigue. Do you really need another animal? Cow, zebra, tiger, snake, leopard, again. Every season, the fashion world seems to rotate through a new animal kingdom. And just when you thought you had the right scarf or blouse, something else replaces it. This fall, it's all about zebra stripes and tiger swirls. But it begs the question, do we really need another animal in our closet? Let's be honest, animal print can be fun. It adds edge, movement, and sometimes just the right amount of flair, but it's also one of the easiest trends to get wrong. When the print is too big, it overpowers you. When the color is too loud, it competes with your natural features. And when it's worn head to toe, it can tip from bold to busy faster than you realize. One woman I worked with loved leopard print. She had scarves, pants, shoes, even a coat. But she realized that when she wore more than one piece at a time, she didn't feel empowered. She felt camouflaged. She said, "I thought it made me look daring, but I just felt lost in the noise." That's the danger of relying on prints to create interest. But here's the good news. You don't have to abandon them. You just have to reframe how you use them. Instead of building your outfit around a print, try using it as an accent. A leopard print ballet flat, a slim zebra print belt, a silk scarf tied around a taupe handbag. Keep the rest of your look simple, neutrals, clean lines, soft fabrics. Let the pattern be the seasoning, not the whole dish. And if you're ready to move beyond the animal world, consider prints that feel timeless and elevated. Houndstooth, pinstripes, microdots, textured jacquard. These patterns still bring visual interest, but with a quieter kind of power. Because true elegance doesn't need to roar. It just needs to be remembered. Now that we've explored the trends worth skipping, or at least rethinking, let's bring it all together. Coming up next, a final piece of advice that ties every cut, color, and choice back to the woman wearing it. This is the secret behind all timeless style, especially after 50. After exploring all these trends, lace and layers, blazers and bags, hardware and hemlines, there's one truth that keeps rising to the surface. It's not about whether something is in or out. It's about whether it fits you. Not just your size, but your energy, your lifestyle, your sense of self. Because the real power in style, especially after 50, isn't in wearing what everyone else is wearing. It's in knowing what works for you and letting go of the rest. A blazer, no matter how expensive, won't carry confidence if you're constantly tugging at the shoulders. A trendy color won't light you up if your eyes feel tired every time you wear it. And a pair of shoes that promise elegance but hurt your feet? They steal more than comfort. They steal presence. So here's the quiet secret that ties all these choices together. The most stylish women aren't the ones who follow trends. They're the ones who dress with intention. They choose cuts that honor their shape, colors that bring out their glow, and pieces that move with their lives, not against them. And that, my friend, is the definition of timeless.